Freedom Jacob Caesar, Nana BEDIAKO. You are a fraud? We are fraud. We are scammer. Okay, we are fraud guy. We are scammer. And what about you to know person what the adwini BEDIAKO? Person what about the adwini BEDIAKO? Okay. Yeah, this time around, said the Ghana youth, and you are Kruma say no. More beyond for every kind be done and come. No, let me be honest over here. Said the Ghana youth, and you are Brisa Crodomu Kruma say, ye no, ye boo free a one, ye one no. More beyond for ya Jenny Media Group Krum how. Yes, I some Rofijo and Abua Kramania baby da. And pennyphone the boo baby says, Sebio said, and quan we are no Joanna, and quan Joanna no Fimbia to Miss Sabinum. Yeah, ye nip it up big room hano. Freedom Jacob Caesar. Cheddar. Nana KWAME BEDIAKO. We are scammer. We are fraud. It's what about the Ghana Mabuna Adwini BEDIAKO the year obey and to each obi bo obedina so be quite visible to pam. No, I want to understand this. What joining me? Kindly share the video for me. At Nasi, you be kind of cratch it to me. You be kind of send your tear. You need to yadwa in Suroni Pans and in Suroni means and Suroni Pa. And to join me, I know share me. We are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on TikTok as well. Okay. I feel I met a thing some biase. I feel I may need beer or near my home. I feel I'm adwini mu bio or near my home. You will say yanka bin shemu. And the Yan into convention. Me pacho me share into also share. Why? A bepeja was see me share into also share mammy. Why? Me share into also share mammy. A bepeja was see sure. Yeah, my crime will be unfair. You need media group room how. There be more Madriam some bit with the Colana Genavidia group room. I say no munyai. There be munyai. Manda Mugis, I see you, comrade. Director, greetings to you. Charles Upon Director, I see you. Me patrol joining me a share mamma, young kind of cringe to Mrs. Yawa. Penny for this young Quaquajane. And he mentioned me about modern and my share. And he also Ura Moana share mamma. Sure. Just as some refuge into a crama baby boy. Okay. Cheddar. Freedom Jacob Caesar. Oh, yes, scammer. Also, a fraud boy. And a fraud man. And within the shortest possible time, what about them? Just will be taking advantage of the system. Now the Mabuna gonna be diagro. Share. And the catcher say, I am Kwalasa. I wish you am about the nation uncle. Your translate, your platform is so. We are live on TikTok, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Oh, join me about more than a share, mammy. They invite you, be net tap screen. I like a button, mammy. Few days ago, you know the conversation going on in our country. Yeah, we heard of a convention coming up. Somebody like me, I had no idea about the convention, the one or the group or the people behind the convention. Somebody like me, I had no idea. Until we got there, a convention in Timiambasono. Then, news started unfolding. And then, a press conference went on. And then we got to know, say, Yankasa Ghana, this year, Freedom Jacob Caesar. Nana KWAME BEDIAKO. And the church and the organizer here. And the activity and into a back room. I did kind of first video. I declare, say, so be sorry, person, no so the new force will be by mine way, a man or say more. Bonnie be I support. But my share the conversation, my reading the conversation, my share the terrain, no. And this is what I have to say, or this is what I'm coming to say. At the end, Jacob Caesar Freedom. Or they any party to the winum eba Ghana has say on that day. At the end, Yentie from LUMUMBA, enum, Abusha, me play or her on Facebook. Yentie from LUMUMBA, the Yentie Omoba Ghana. Listen from LUMUMBA. Yentie from Lumumba, the enti omoba Ghana, and Koma freedom, Jacob Caesar ni omudi ans and omoba Ghana, yentie from Lumumba. And Penny Force said, you said, Mochiche from Sasa Becatches or Decheme were in Chine. Kalkum Yajanquanum. Yentie free Lumumba, Professor Lumumba Num. Said the entina mube pie Ghana hasi, yentie. Montema, some more TikTok on Mr.
Here to Accra, Ghana, to share a message. It's a message of hope. It's a message that Africa needs at this time. And there is no better place in the continent of Africa to begin that message than Accra, Ghana. It is in this Accra, Ghana that the Osagie for KWAME Nkrumah, almost 67 years ago, spoke to the world and told the world that the independence of Ghana meant nothing if the continent of Africa was not free.
Mepacho, Dientia, Lumumba, Dr. Arekana, Peter Obi, and the South African, Julius Malema, the Entia no komuba and Muba Ghana, Malema Nanti Miamba, the Entia Muba Ghana, and a Professor Lumumba, bien and Numutu, Rimuno. Muntie, Namika Bibinchram.
7 years later, we were congregating here in Accra, in the very same place where the founding fathers and mothers of Ghana congregated to share the message of hope. Invited as we were by the New Africa Foundation, with one single instruction that we have lamented for too long, agonized for too long, and the time is now to organize. That is the innocent message that we came here to deliver. And in a
TMU, Penny Force or True Force be dancing in our bruchery. Do be a becan, do be a becan, bet me penny D22 to say the Kufado, the inauguration speech or coffee free. America, my penny be a num D22, no me penny D22. From Professor Lumumba. Or see, they came here to deliver an innocent message. Now that innocent message, Mopa had to deliver to the youth and the purpose into Ombedu Krumasino. I don't know which Chimuno. It's okay. Let me rewind it. After Fabian Asian will be joining. Or see, we came here Accra, Ghana. Listen.
To Accra, Ghana, to share a message. It's a message of hope. It's a message that Africa needs at this time. And there is no better place in the continent of Africa to begin that message than Accra, Ghana. It is in this Accra, Ghana that the Osagie for KWAME Nkrumah, almost 67 years ago, spoke to the world and told the world that the independence of Ghana meant nothing if the continent of Africa was not free. 67 years later, we were congregating here in Accra, in the very same place where the founding fathers and mothers of Ghana congregated to share the message of hope. Invited as we were by the New Africa Foundation,
okay,
with one single instruction that we have lamented for too long, agonized for too long, and the time is now to organize. That is the innocent message that we came here to deliver. and in a manner totally inexplicable to us, we are not at that venue. But is it not the wise to say, when the world serves you a lemon, ask not for an orange, make yourself lemonade? We are here, therefore, to say that the message will be alive and well. And you are here, young and old. You are the conduit via which we are now telling the world that the journey of hope continues apace, not only within the continent of Africa, which is the mother continent, but to Africans in the diaspora. I have no doubt in my mind that there is a conspiracy of sorts by the elements that it has happened the way it has happened. So this is not an occasion for lamentation. It is an occasion for redoubling our efforts. And our presence here in Accra, Ghana, my good friend, Honorable Obi, my dear sister, Dr. Rikana Chihombre Kwao, this is the occasion for which the English word serendipity was created. It is a serendipitous occasion that heralds a great future for the continent of Africa. So that looking forward, a meeting such as this will happen not only here in Accra, Ghana, but I look forward to a meeting such as this taking place in Ouagadougou, in Burkina, taking place in Dakar, in Senegal, in Nairobi, in Kenya, in Johannesburg, in South Africa, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, because this is about the continent of Africa. And we say this at a time when we know that Africa has promised to ourselves that we are going to make more intimate our interaction. This is why the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is headquartered here in Accra, Ghana. This Accra, Ghana is where all Africans of goodwill pay homage. Because out of this Accra, Ghana, there was a great son, the Usagifo, KWAME Nkrumah. Shall be well with Accra, Ghana.
It shall be well with Accra, Ghana. It shall be well with Ghana. What year the message in which they were told, and I said the task, and I the reason, ain't here a moment the bahasi. From nowhere, you say a mounted billboards will crum. You name the person behind the billboards. Ubi a bisa, ubi a question. You name. Mind be in it is on only the new force, baby, I see and you know. From nowhere, I feel who says a convention be a basso. Convention and Timiambaso. The people that were supposed to speak and that are supposed to speak at the convention had a press conference. Omu church Romusem Kasai, their disappointment and how the struggle continues, they talk. Adia Chiena fe started see it here somewhere. And I Abrantiano or Scamu and as I was tricking penny for no what drive omo or the omu babe pushing the political agenda or the omu babe yin when mama pushing the political ambition, the vision, Kasabebre, nebinum class or munim one idea bia na woman baku Dr. Arikana Ekasai. Say no ba na wo ba ha say no. Dear Dr. Arikana so kan ni. Listen to me, okay?
I feel very strongly that I should make this comment. As I was coming here, I got a call from one of my African diaspora who is a Ghanaian, who actually came to Ghana from the United States because I was coming here. He said, Ambassador, I heard a rumor that the reason the event was cancelled is because the young man who was sponsoring it is a millionaire and he has political ambitions. And I said, well, that's news to me. So I felt I should address this in case some of you journalists may have heard that as well. I can tell you as clearly and plainly as I can that I never heard the conversation about him being a millionaire. I never had a conversation about him having political ambitions. The time that I've spent with him has been more to do with entrepreneurship and the possibility.
My brother Bako, new boy Jefferson. Also, your voice is far from the mic. My voice, you know, I feel there. Me use application be a friend Prism Live and you know. I don't know. So I'm not taking my voice in the and I don't have my Bluetooth around. And I don't know why my voice is far away. My voice in the air. TikTok for say yes, the voice is okay. Okay. My videos now me play on Facebook, you know. Opesa o shebia, obetima the Nation Anchor on Facebook. But me we so I post on TikTok amamo. Voice in your own, or say it's good now. My brother, thank you so much. My one and only man you fan.
So for those who are saying we're here to support him further his political ambitions, that is a damn lie. Certainly, from my interactions with him, I don't know about whether he told Professor that. I don't know if he told my brother Honorable.
Oh, and Penny Forces are so many dance here. You trust them who be the dance here. Or invite your mama behind when him saw on the new force, the man behind the new force. But the question is, was the agenda to bring them to unveil himself? And on a mamene canon. And come on, you mudi behind closed doors. And I said before they come in, no, they even know that he has mounted billboards in town. They even don't know that or mounted billboards in town or then West. They even don't know say billboard be okroma area ni pakro. Or no man can the political ambition was them. And come on, Peter Obidi, the same common on it. Arikana, Dr. Arikana die, or one kasa bekanya na meka so mano. Na dey tell me about these videos actually when they say me we be dina so be cast in actually ni padu ha sei. That ye abodamfo. Ah? Me we be cast in actually ni padu ha sei. Wo de muntie Dr. Arikana.
Peter that I might want them to clearly state that whether that conversation ever took place. But the interactions I've had with Nana BEDIAKO have been about entrepreneurship. And the possibilities of what we can do if the African youth could be empowered. And how we can raise money to support African youth so they can build the Africa that we want. That's all the conversation I've had. Anything else? I do not know. But I felt I should let all of you journalists know. Because I'm sure you're going to hear the same rumor that I just heard. These are the conversations I've had with my son. And I'll tell you one more thing. When the invitation came, Professor can tell you, I didn't know my son, but I had to do homework. What got me to accept the invitation is his age and the fact that he's a youth.
Theo. Listen to the invited guests and what they are saying. Dr. Arikana said, the money buy, I dare back where money buy after any checks in Okrano. I a pussy no money cast, and Mammy caught a branch away and said, I want to suffer me. Mammy Connie say, or your baboon. Now, when you saw him, it might be my mabuno. African youth won't, Moya, but ya bodam for Jimino, I do croyentino, ya bobadam, she him, me yabamoso. And then many penny be nyasem wa say. Many MPP penny be nyasem, many NDC penny be nyasem. Many kwasiampa for mabuno no my confuse abrabom no. Confused generation be ancha young generation where it has say. O da meba. Mami we.
If we do not support our youth, then who is going to support them? I hired a young man one time. He said, Doctor, nobody wants to hire me because I have no experience. But how do I get experience if I don't get a job to begin with? I said, son, you're hired. I accepted an invitation from Nana, not because I knew him, but because of his age and the amazing things that he's doing at such a young age. It is that plain and simple. Anything else is a lie. I just wanted to clear that.
Okasa wie na Peter Obi se me ko obi ne manka bi de ene na wan kokora nka nya hwe Peter Obi nso beka ne de muntie. Okay,
I think I'll join in what she said. You're very correct. It is about her entrepreneurship. I met him again by default because PROF invited me, and I got a call from him and said he's around somewhere in Lagos. Can you come and visit me? I said no, I'll come and visit you. And he was saying about me. He said, since you're thinking about it, I'll come and visit you. And surprisingly, on arrival in Accra today, a young lady came and said, I work with the youth in entrepreneurship, and I want you to talk or help talk about the entrepreneurship. I said, we are coming to Ghana to talk about entrepreneurship. And you just asked me a question. How do we spark entrepreneurship among the youth in Africa? I say, fight one thing, corruption. And you look at me. I say, corruption kills three things that makes a society. It kills entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. Because it's easy to make or steal. It kills professionalism. So you don't have professors doing research any longer because people are stealing public money. And it kills hard work. So fight it and you spark entrepreneurship. So it is about entrepreneurship. But let me add, there's nothing wrong if you have an ambition. Thank you.
tie Peter Obi kasa wie no de kan o de twa to say tie o de ye ekra ma freedom enya the vim and the courage to unveil himself at the press conference no Peter Obi wie de kasa na Peter Obi de so say tie de Peter Obi be come kama no Peter Obi kan ne de kwan fa so meeting freedom kwan nam so ma omudidi nkomo freedom ba Nigeria and a freedom friend say oh around meeting abafie and a Peter Obi say there be and mame mo membra and omudidi nkomo about how to empower the African youth. Good. And then Peter Obi kasa we no de odi betwa to ne tie or say but listen.
I was the trainer. I was the talk about entrepreneurship. I said we are coming to Ghana to talk about entrepreneurship. And you just asked me a question. How do we spark entrepreneurship among the youth in Africa? I say, fight one thing, corruption. And you look at me. I say, corruption kills three things that makes a society. It kills entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. Because it's easy to make or steal. It kills professionalism. So you don't have professors doing research any longer because people are stealing public money. And it kills hard work. So fight it and you spark entrepreneurship. So it is about entrepreneurship. But let me add, there's nothing wrong if you have an ambition. Thank you.
But let me add, there is nothing wrong if you have an ambition for even or for political, if you have political ambition or political vision. Let me add, there is nothing wrong if you have a vision or you have an ambition. Tie de Peter Obi kaka ho. Tie.
I was the trainer. I was the banker. But somewhere along the line, something happened in my state where children did not go to school for 2 years. And I asked myself, why should I be making money when there's no future for these children? And that's why I'm in Nigeria today. I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria.
Peter Obi say he was a trader. Odi ni dwa penisika. Onfa ho ne mama nyosem ne ne den. But that kuro na say dum pempen so bi ni important mo na ne state no wom. Fanisa Ashanti region na say fanisa ne constituency bia no wom. Enkwala tena fie for 2 years o man ko school. And I say efa so be na wo so say me pesika ma manya sika ma me ho atome. Na nipa ti wo no mu na mu ntimi anane ma nko yie ma omo. Ade na men join the table na say men join na men fa me ho him na men pre papa masa nipa no asem o ka kire Freedom Jacob season tie na to aso.
I'm desperate to see a Nigerian at work for the future of my children, for the future of the children of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see how we can pull millions of people out of poverty in a country God bless with everything. We have vast, cultivated land in Nigeria, and people are hungry. To just close and give you an example of what we're suffering in our country. A country like Netherlands, in 1 year, did export of $120 billion export of agricultural products. Netherlands without water, with water, is 43,000 square kilometers. Without water is 33. One state in Nigeria is more arable than Netherlands, and that state has 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. So it's 2.5 times Netherlands. That state is occupied by criminals to date. Because that state cannot generate 1% of what the land can do with agriculture. And they have 2.5 times the size of their land. Just one state. It cannot continue.
Thank you.
We must change it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't agree more. Thank you.
This conversation, no. Ehona Freedom, enya the enthusiasm, enya the guts. Say no. If this is the case, then let me use this opportunity to unveil myself as the man behind the mask. Ehona Freedom, edi ni ho edi kachire ye. Even in his speech, okay. Say no konye ready. Nanka ebrene nso yi. But the adri de mane yin ne ho prekope no de yi ne ho. Ade akye a abusuafo munim de wom. Ye mrante ne ye mabuni. Ofa social media so a he is number 2. He is number 1 part 2. He is a fraud. He is a scammer. Adenya. Problem ni nyina ne se abaye Ghana ni babuna. Through on one kasa an education club obobo so na no permission an interview on TV3. We me start an interview with Captain Smart. Or no oko school university kwadu we bi no hu se no. University ni sa school 10 no moame. Me ko peska. To no start peska ntem. Me follow chada na me SHS 1 way back 2012. Na me SHS 1. We a fashionist guy, luxurious life, it me follow na chada up to now. Amiko peska throughout we are making money. Ana waje nenia ana wo say se kuntu ha ni nchia na ekọ den a se bi me ya abibiman babunu na sika ba me nsam yi dodo na ba expect bibi from wo ene ma me nkofie na me nkoye bibi oba afie oba establish a foundation a odi ne dwuma bebre etutu na namo bebre enei wanya the interest to change some narrative from the corner from wherever he is, however he could do it or however he can do it. When you have the interest to get into the high table or to make some voices be heard or make some revolution in the mindset of the youth, when you have that motivation, no, ayi ni huenim, oyi ni huenim no, ma share across the TV stations and radio stations. Me who say MPP penny force aye conference and na kasa se o faksem ko. Me who say this in penny for kasa o ba be high adwene o ba be tete ye for asem ko. Eno kwa ma hiafo mana o manya data 20 pesos, enya data 1 cedi, enya data 2 cedis no. We nam 2. We scammer. We we fraud. Enti no na dwome da ho na ade ne me din komo se no wonder. The same continent, Africa, yeah. And the Mabuna preaching for how long? But for the past 30 years. Let us give the youth chance. Allow the youth. The old men are greedy men. The youth should be given the opportunity. The youth should be given the chance. The old men are greedy men. And you know what? And yet the old men no say you to never back onto the high table. it is the youth themselves and them person or more youth now beba because they are comfortable with their old men in their various camps. We have been divided to the extent to say we have been divided developmentally, we have been divided. Spiritually, we have been divided. Physically, we have been divided. Mentally, we have been divided. And these divisions now, you're divided. African youth now, you're divided, you know. We are only focused and only welcome whatever is in our camp. Being it religion, if it is not in my camp, or not in my religion, or not in my church, wherever it's coming from, it is wrong. Being it politically, if it is not in my party, if it is not in my party, or my party executive, or my party, wherever it's coming from, it is wrong. Developmentally, if it is not in my government that is in power, wherever the idea is coming from, it is wrong. It is MPP is in power, NDC has suggested a lot of ideas that could help. They will never mind more opposition. When NDC was in power, maybe NPP suggested they will never mind. Into almost by almost we will never mind you. We have been divided. Now this unveils for me to understand the criticism of the old men are greedy, and your old men are greedy. And old men that are not in their various camps, no, and they greedy old men. I'll prove to you. Say old man nini ni party mua, old man nini ni party, old man nini ni party mua. Say old man ni a greedy old man. Medegana and two political parties in the example. Say old man nini ni party mua, enya the party. Imagine say Jacob Caesar Barbontin obey declare say I'm joining either NDC or MPP. Imagine say, or yeah, that press conference, no can say, I'm joining the NDC, the party in opposition. You see them, you see them saying, you are very wise, you are reasonable, you are intelligent, you are, God bless you, you know, you are good, you are wise. Imagine obe declare my NDC. Imagine okase obe join MPP. Oh, you are wise, you are intelligent, you are reasonable, you are blah, 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 blah. They won't be questioning. The other camp will be attacking. The same youth. The other camp will be attacking. The other camp will be defending. Or by and they want declare the two groups, you know, from both camps. You are a fraud, number two, scammer, blah, 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 blah. Eti, eno maminyan tias, yes, say, Ode, or maybe to say Nigeria, 200 years example, it confirms, say, African youth are not fed up with old men in power. They are fed up with old men that are not in their party. It's in Nigeria. Oh, Ami Buhari and Yinidodo, Omoha Jene, one Yinidodo for 2 minutes. Na Peter Obi abe contested. There be Antuma Peter Obi. We need a party. You better my Tinubu. Tinubu ni Buhari. Why not you say Yonko? Yeah, but damn for we are the most confused generation. We have been divided into our various camps. It is if it is not coming from a member of our camp, it doesn't make sense. If it is not coming from a member in our camp, it doesn't make sense. Miss Anna Mekamasa, Mekano Raw, when a man or Hena Ubufua, Komot, a canipa to a mecatron. Yabubu Adam, we are only comfortable with our camps. To say either Nyan Sabi Free camp for Bakura and yet Yampe. The criticism, and nay, Buhari and Buhari is an old man. Near Kotuaba, not Tinubu. But check it. Nigeria population, so youth in a dozen. This same youth in a Kotuma Tinubu. And they the same youth complaining, say the old men are greedy, we should give the youth chance. And Peter Obi stands, they will don't vote for him. They will vote for Tinubu because Tinubu is an old man, but he is in their camp. He is okay. They are okay with it. Peter Obi is not in their camp. The other camp will be criticizing the old men in the other camp. And the other camp will also be criticizing the old men in the other camp. But the old men in their camp, no, they are not old. Go to Cameroon. Ancient of Days is there. The same youth and they support to Ancient of Days in Cameroon. If I say Paul Bia, go to Cameroon. The Ancient of Days in Cameroon. The Cameroon president. Ancient of Days. Ofu say abotan nyine fu nanim. When nyini we the same youth. The other youth in the other camp will be criticizing. We are fed up with old men. But that poor Biano and I said that Cameroonian president, the youth in the party, a funny so where a young man, so they will support him. Go to Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara. Go to the African countries. The old men that are in our politics, that are in our leadership in Africa now. Yes, sorry, oh, it's about time. Let's give the youth opportunity. Let's give the youth chance. Let's give the youth blah, 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 blah. Let's give the youth. I'm not saying he said the youth shouldn't criticize or shouldn't scrutinize any youth that pops up. But the conversation should be a conversation. I tell you, say, they are questioning or trying to find out what he can bring on the table. But this conversation has been said, oh, right away, he's number 2. Don't take him serious. He's a scammer. He's a youth like them. He's the youth they are even calling for. He's the youth. Nana BEDIAKO is a Ghanaian youth. He's a fraud. He's a scammer. So we and you guys are in this country. You know this guy is a fraud. None of you have walked to the police station to report him. He's a youth. He's a fraud. He's a scammer. None of you have been bold enough to walk to any institution, either internationally or either in Ghana locally, to report cheddar that institution so. This guy is a fraud. This guy is a scammer. Hold him responsible. Check through his wealth. All because he is a youth, African youth, a Ghanaian youth that has made money, that is a millionaire, that has made it through. And he's not being selfish. He's trying possible to communicate, to bring ideas on board, how he can extend that entrepreneurship idea to the majority of the youth. But there are bottom 4 in the youth. There are bottom 4 in various camps. There are bottom 4 in NDC. There are bottom 4 in MPP. They are the same people crying. Don't take them serious. They now where they towards the person because the person is not in his or her camp. Don't take them serious. They now where they because the person or him or her is not in his camp. That is it. Yes, society now a woman minimum ya border more to the stand say. And you can say Ghanaian youth in yes can say you can say Ghanaian youth about brana niema ko yimano. It was a scammer or a fraud. Let me share my personal story with you. And that's a story I know with you. I had a friend Eli, me no can say UK Prince. Only creating my Facebook page, Imam. I've done a couple of live videos with him. Africa society, no, you're going to bottom, you're papa. If your mama school, almost as someone school educated for no bottom, so mama school. Yes. And talk of West, no more to quite about going to him quite a bottom when you walk into him, I'm quite a one in the cancan. I went to him, Papa Jimmy, said your school, Papa Jimmy. I went to some Papa Jimmy. I'm telling you the honest truth. Yes. I went to him, Papa Jimmy, what Jimmy, if I got some corner. Eli is a friend to me, and now we are friends. It's more or less like a brothers. He created this Facebook page for me, the Nation Uncle on Facebook. Eli went to teacher training. Now Eli got teacher training. He completed and was posted in one girls' school, not Sado St. Mary's or Konongo. One free Konongo, you can post it there. Not Eli Sado St. Mary's. Not to know with a society now, a woman Eli no born a brano. Amount for a calculation around Eli that. Oh, what's that those St. Mary's? And your bosom will be earning something around 1,008 or 1,009 or 2,000 plus. And for that matter, it will take him this number of years for him to be able to buy a car or build a house. Oh my calculation that. Into a branch out here, my baba will tell me, a brabobia will be a positive beer. You don't want to don't think so being Tibebi calculative or be Tibebi ball calculation, you have no idea. Eli Trad, not to know we say na Eli Trad, na Eli, essay reading more about Bitcoin. Even many earlier program on this page, any opening age or America or your program on Facebook. Many early, my host to early and opening age. I'm about my education about Bitcoin and crypto trading. I'm about my education about it. You know. Not to know we say na early co school or try the origin a crano. Na early sa more about crypto trading. Now the salary ni be what they taught this Bitcoin go or no they taught this Bitcoin ni go. We call something bull run in Bitcoin. And I'm so lucky for him. Ono ko say ade was a shock. Okoda ko sore da kura. Okone Binance account mo. millions of chabam sika. And Eli koto car, Honda Accord. Koto white Porsche car bi. Na mini konongo, I was in Volta region. Timiko drew konongo no. Na minko Eli nche ufio. The rumor was in town. Eli akwaji sika dro. Eli afa baby. Eli akwaji nkrofo ya yibi. Eli akwaji. Many Eli ni nante ko KNUST. Eko register Pampay. A company came from Nigeria that was called Pampay. Ni eko KNUST campus. Eko register Pampay. Register nipa ba kubi no mama commission of state cities. Ni eko register manfo. Not to know we say ni yes ade ni na Eli is reading more about crypto trading and for that matter now we investment and that's what toss coins ni bi gu honum. Enti ada coins ni bo mu ma Eli no. Ono akasa was sorry ya okọ ne dashboard and sika go he was shocked. Abranti sika ba ni nsem. E wa no top private car, Porsche car. It was all over Ikonongo. Eli akwaji sika do join ni wo court wa join ni way. Did that go na me working na me call no fie na me see champion. The rumor in town. What's up? Then eko. What's over? Say ni na ti o. Na me say Urade Nyankopon bi before ya boda mwala. It is society na etimu no. Bebre na adwen o mo say e wo se ye hu se wo pia truck. Wo do, wo so banchi, wo so akrakuro, wo na traffic mu ton ade ansa na wo ye adwuma, ansa na wo ye ya, ya ka say we iti kai de of akwan paso ni nyai. Munim say we are na dru ba bia ene with a little investment. If you don't know, you don't know. And you be so mo munim no mo kire wo. Follow who know road. If you don't know, you don't know. With a little investment or with online, with a lot of online trading, one can be a millionaire overnight. It doesn't need or it doesn't necessarily come with say nipa no chenchina onko swadi onko messi nko. That is how we were trained. Ya dwene nye. Eti bebre na akura no ayo mo wan say adenti na nana BEDIAKO ye sikani no wiska na we youth na wasa akura ba political field nim. Ya bodam for youth enye wa Africa. Ye problem ye ni problem o. Debi any problem ya bodam ne penifo ne te so no mo hwe no mo sere o se o munyai o mo ankasa be chenare nana BEDIAKO o e mamo ham ho no nkwasi ampafo no mabunu na ankasa be chenare on fraud wo on scamming wo and so be fafo na type he is a fraud, he is a scammer on fraud wo obi a fraud na wo evidence no scam na wo evidence ko report no police station. Abranti shasi a obo ne bra toto ne nyama okuruma nyenne enanu ya kroko Volta region ekoye donation when the dam spillage ne buy the same you people because na onyi ne hwanim na on meka say opese oba into the political field the one join the camp why brainwash with that company. The same youth na mo praise no, oh Chada, oh Jacob Caesar, he's so good, he's been doing this. But the moment I appear into the political market or decide to appear into the political scene, now one falling within your camp, one falling within your group on the where you scammer, where you scam, where you are bodam for. Ya nyina meka ho, ya dwene nya papa. Ya bodam for ya dwene nya papa. Mo politicians or money or money nam kroma say how many of them are mutimi question or more source of what? Mo politicians are money or money nam kroma say how many of them are mutimi question or more source of what? What are them defenders and attackers? Kwasi ampa for mabunu ne nam kroma say. Bemalawo ya kamavio and ne nam kroma say. Mwa ye ni vision ye ni aim. We don't know what we want. We are just confused. And I'm penny for now say mabuna are confused. Let's take advantage of them. Let's build something for our generations. Let's leave the rest. That Siena Bekanian Tungu Mom, they will form it. We are our own problem. We are our own downfall. African youth, Ghanaian youth, we are our own problem. I'm not saying that by force such china ko support each other or but the youth should even be happy say a youth enya such akokudro atimi abo with their own support no krana give him a good wish say however whatever he has he should bring it on the table. If it makes sense we will follow. If it doesn't make sense it is not by force. That is how it should be. We have a conversation. You bring what do you have to bring on the table? What is your strategy? What is your plans? Oh, or a scam or a fraud. But this same youth will stand up and be shouting, and the old men are greedy men. It's almost complaining that Kufuadu na old men were greedy men. Nina almost one penny for more campo. But almost penny for no more campo. No more youth more money. How can we be such stupid and useless and foolish youth? How can we be? Papa. That is how we are being raised. It is hard and difficult for us to accept change, but we still cry out for change. We don't know what we want. We are just sick in the brain. The majority of the youth today have seen that, you know what, if you go with a genuine heart, the same people will chill you. In fact, join the men, join the old men. If it will take you 10, 20 years to reach to the highest table, be in the queue. If you got there, then you reap what you sow. The majority of the youth today are moving into MPP, NDC, and then now assemblyman election. Go and see the number of youth into assemblyman. And then MP for MP seat. Look at the number of people into MP. And the party chairmanship or party positions or party ajuma. Look at the number of. They are not going in there because the party is doing service to the nation and they have the patriotic heart and the patriotic mind to also offer their service to the nation. That is not why they are going there. No, it has become an entrepreneurship. It has become a cash group. Let me join. Let me go in. Let me invest in. Definitely, it will reach my turn. That is why we keep wondering. Nipa we know to say you, but obey penny penno than corrupt. Nipa we know to say you, but on your position penno I corrupt. Nipa we know you, but on your position penno I corrupt. And yes, if you are corrupt to near whom been a free baby, no corrupt in any. The moment I would a party, you have to invest in the party. You have to also make sure say you sow seed in the party. Until you will be sowing seed, say you will be able to reach to the highest table to make decision, to sign contract, to give contract, to approve. You have to reap what you've sown. You always say what it's corruption with this kind of mentality and this kind of unquasia youth. The corruption will never be cleared. Yes, you could be there in Kamuda. How the level at which we are divided, and even division is not a problem, but the rate at which we hate the other ones in the other camp. Besides, me say a nation like 30 million population, you do 100 million po, you do 50 million po, can't MPP and NDC share ideas together to govern this country? Ghana for me for country when share MPP and NDC sir. Monka muhumbo now the monfa country na monfa nyamangwa kwa na monte choma ni ma yetimi nye. There be because of the divisive mentality. The divisive in terms of development for the nation. We are divided in terms of development. And for that matter, the developmental idea coming from the other party is nonsense to the other party. The developmental suggestion coming from the other party is nonsense to the other party. Imagine NPP has been in power. NDC have suggested a lot of economic, whatever, blah, 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 to them. They never applied or they never accept any of them. When NDC comes to power, are you telling me say they are going to accept something or because they will never take any advice coming from them. How do we go forward? Europe now, they are just divided as in mentioning of Serbia, where Germany, where UK, where Netherlands, where Belgium. They are just divided as in mentioning that too. But they are one. Europe. Europe da. Europe da. But this is what I've observed. They are just divided in terms of saying, say, this is Germany, this is UK, this is Britain, or this is Belgium, this is Netherlands. They are just divided in that way. But when it comes to development, call UK, call Germany, call France, call Italy, call Spain, the same development, the same ebiwaha. Go cross the border from here to here. No proper and no tough scrutiny. Even they have one card before European roaming about. You are within the Europe. They are one. But come to Africa. Yeah, how many are we in this country? MPP and this intimate come together and fight Jenny man we may Adane Chima. divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. And the youth are so mentally divided to the extent say, we need the party or we enemy to know, we enemy to know. Abodam class em say na no obi kwasi ampe for bi comment me who on Facebook. Or no ye ndc ni. Woni okatache FIFA nka. All because okatache campaign tia Mahama some time ago. It means so many okatache entamuntete mayen nante. Nkwasi ya comment me who awie o social media no no. Na me say mo bodam na mo nam 10 times so. And yes, our mentality ni bi na me de bo me bra wo. Somebody's enemy is not my enemy. Yo Kroma say nana NDC what power. And nana sare me yaw eye exposes. Ana sare me yaw eye scandals. Na MPP for opposition. You are God. You are man, you are good. You are savior. In fact, Akufo-Addo crowd also say he will use the Anas principle. All because not because say the Anas you, but also under a particular party's governance. You know, or support to Anas. The American Mutima say, a damn na born me breaking the natural woo or support to Anas because also under a particular NDC government, no, Anas expose any also under NDC government. It's 9 people for we will use Anas principle. Anas have done what blah 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 blah. And then the table turned. And then NDC went to opposition and NPP came to power. And this same Anas, this same format, this same strategy, this same tiger eye comes up with so many exposés. Oh, Anas, you are a criminal. The format you are using is not good. You are blah blah blah. You are this, you are that. What's your buff work? Yapotam. Say nini camp and I say nini onono squad mu and I say onono. The same thing in religion. Pentecost needed Jehovah Witness near. Oh, who do this to Africa? Who do this? Who do Pentecost need call Jehovah Witness? Nya sorry them nye na me kro na but kwa sorry them nye. After they sent in Roma ni kwa sorry ba ko dem ko sum na me nye. Kremoni ni Kristo ni tifie ba ko mu ba we di ane mfa. Even na kremoni ni Kristo ni kwa sa che kwa Christopher na bienu na Methodist ni Anglican ni we come pa bobom pa itia we come pa bobom pa itia we are divided so deeply. And nothing as a meka say yen kan kono ewa e betwam be 500 years a enye se meka ne trasa kwa minim dia meka ya bodam enti dia mpanifo na de maye no mefua wo so the people, the youth are not, they don't know what they want. The leadership should keep on. E bi be bre but e bi be brasini bi ye ho be me no ka say taxes ahodo oba GPRT for be two transport fare mu utility enura they say enya dum so biemu eye dum da an enya dum so biemu eye dum da enya surface in the dum ani asomebo a they say ye dum akoda enura nipa ho kire na brabom kroma say me nipa ntimi nda me ukobon so nyu baba na what fifiri say chabam ukobon so nyu baba na what fifiri say chabam awurade nyankopon they say enya dum so biemu eye dum da an ye dum akoda penifo no munyina mo ho Akufo-Addo baumia mo be wini do mama NDC mo beba power munyina mo ho o mo yamoa mo fangu mo so election no de oba wini no oba be ye de obetima ye de ebebu na katon so obetena so monye mo be bia monye we don't know what we want. GRA boss too has run away with our testimony. Yes. But Kisu, Africa koto yire kwa ha. Nice one. Achire ukunu say there is some fathers obetima join freedom. Awanya no join so timi join so there na. Ompe concession bi ne ko pe bibi ni ko pega. Mutu galamse no mutu galamse no. Ebi be brebe bi be brase ni bi. Emabunu na podam. Emabunu ni mo achemienu. Ye hiafo na ye sisi ye na ye wia ye no ye mu achemienu. And you fight mo we are no. Enti mo yire mo but don't forget e bi be bre but e bi be brasini bi. Yes. Ibi be brepa, ibi be brepa papa. Yenye papa, ya bodam, ya geninye. Pure water serve they go 1 Ghana cedis. Oh yes. Oh, untimia masa. Tuebula wo fie. Pure water be ko 1 cedi, 2 cedis. Munyina mo. Ah, na continent way. Do you think the continent, the youth on this continent are serious? To choose between Peter Obi and Tinubu. No more choose Tinubu. Between Peter Obi and Tinubu, no more choose Tinubu. Debut. The old man in their camp is a youth for them. They want Tinubu. We are confused. We don't know what we want. Papa. So when in the camp, whatever you are saying does not make sense. Face the country by it just came as a mabune woman. We are what a manuko bidi or minus one near Melkoswa, and your money when a mabunaka commons. Yen to me, cannot to know my mudinsa, Yanka Kaya when I'm sorry. That's a demonstration, a constitutional right in the Bay, Yan demonstration. Yen demanded for accountability. Yen demanded for that was the agenda, that was the motive, that was the mission for Face the Country coming in. And the youth came in their numbers. We are approaching election year. Face the Country and declare the support a particular camp. We are Kwasiafo. Mabodam, Mukra we are Kromfo. We are Kromfo. Mukra Mofa Mukasian Kono, Amunim de Moya, Mabodam. Yenji or tax, Yenji or Mutuo, Yeni or Munko agreement, Yeni or Munsign petition, Yeni or Munsign. Oh, Mabodam, Mufa Mukatan Komu, Joania Campono, we are Kwasiafo. Okay. Social media ba. Obi aba social media no so the yedi odi beye abeyen tokwa bebi social media no so akoyen tokwa bebi social media no so and the youth binum come together and the youth no binum bom ka say no yedi yemfa yedi no yen tokwa o yedi no be demand accountability from empanifo whether possible or impossible ye be no online and na mo amoto omudin say from freedom fighters and na mota omachi and na mo ka no kwanchiro mo demand betterment for yourself blah 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 you be call election year. So you go in the film freedom fighters, no. They said the media chat the yao. You go in the film freedom fighters, no. Mo in the club support ama amanyuko bako anko come huntino. Mo kra mo yes scammers. It's the media just said, Obi ameka mo ho a we fraud. Obi ameka mo ho a we scammer. Obi ameka mo ho a we wi na man for so camera. Abrante bi to Australia. Wo hwe no basabi no aso camera freedom fighters omo ye fraud na me hwe ni din na me say na hwan na abu na hwan na fraud na to me kan kire me ne yen kope da to an kope ne sika fan koma no a no why dey sa na we so camera ha freedom fighters omo ye fraud ye ni nipa no so nko contract ye ni nipa no so nko agreement oni obi anya investment oni obi an sign paper tibia and freedom fighters omo ye scammers omo ye say woni ne camp a ye be bring you down na wo ye sa no wonyi ni sese wo so nya tumi a the only who camp no so be for every whichever ways so they bring also camp also down one. Who yes so say we wo ye no. Who yes so say also benya to me also here conducive and then safe environment. E dey atoto ne man. Who yes so say the ono so be ba be oppose no. E san say also the wo ye ni ono so be ba be disturb sana. Sa na ekoso. We twi we ba fom. Na we twi we ba fom. Na we pu we ba fom. Na youth na confusion so guase apodamfo Freedom Jacob Caesar ana no Lumumba ka asem bi kire o enya me na meka mame monchero na tie Lumumba ka asem we kire Jacob Caesar once you are a youth I support you whatever you have on the table bring it if it makes sense your mechanism, whatever structures, I support you. Come and then tell Ghanaians, tell the youth what you have for them. Make sure say enquire capital city a good day. Make sure say enquire future a good day. Make sure say indeed a new force, a new vision, a new generation. Make sure say enquire say one win election 2024. That is the end, no. 2024 you never win. But it shouldn't end there. It should go on. It should go on. maybe could be quite your mouth, you cry about ballot paper. So it is possible. They can do it. And they are not permitted to interview. One case how kind. One submit it to the EC as to register as a political party. Almost 7 days. After 7 days, no. Almost say order from above. And you know, we know what they can do. Almost the could feel granting pain. Until we know what they can do. Ebi kwana with the ballot paper. So with the so I shouldn't end there. The hope that you invited these honorable speakers to come here and give to the African youth. I love that aspect of you. And the African youth have lost hope. We are hopeless. And now the only solution is to run away or leave the continent. So thousands are living through Libya, through the Mediterranean Sea, and they are dying. Thousands of the youth have lost hope on this continent or in our continent. Thousands of the youth. And then thousands, millions of African youth have lost hope. Because none of the leadership in this in our continent is giving us hope. They are rather sucking us, they are sucking our blood out. You as a youth, knowing from the start, say you have to give or you have to put hope in the youth before you can get them to start something with them. You know? I love that about you. My name is Sophia. You as a youth, knowing very well that the African youth has lost hope in this continent. That is why they are running away. Me no can say the rate at which our agent for Jiman for security or in the name of traveling. No, you have no idea. Me pa me phone na me kasa me kwa me contact list na me business a watch or yembe so. Agent a wodo am so am the amount for Saudi Arabia ne Arabic countries o ma Jiman wani sikadi. Ebi so am di binum ko Canada o ma Jibinum sikadi. Ebi so am ko Cote d'Ivoire o ma di bia ko wie Cote d'Ivoire. Se me di interview to program to page me boa. Agent a would watch you to be Brisica di Ebinuma de Edomako Cote d'Ivoire, Edibinuma Kogu Nigeria. Agent Jimon Fosikadi, all in the name of the youth have lost hope on their in their continent and they want to run away to seek for refuge somewhere. The youth of this country or on this continent have lost hope. Ghanaian youth have lost hope in this country. The country has no future for them. And for that matter, they want to leave the country. So millions of them are dying on the Mediterranean Sea, all in the name of running away from the continent. They see death, but they are going. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, if you die, you die. By whatever means, millions of the youth want to run away from the country, from the continent. But you as a youth, without any political power, without any political influence, you have been able to build something from the scratch. Now you are giving back to society and you know how you can impact into majority of the youth to bring the hope. I'm in full support. It is only a rich or a wizard who don't support. I'm in support. I'm in full support. Don't give up. If it will not work 2024, but that shouldn't be the end. It might not work 2028. But that shouldn't be the end. Ask your friend Julius Malema. Ask Julius Malema how many years it has took him. The citizens of South Africa know that they are being ruled by puppets. They are being ruled by imperialists or they are being ruled by wicked people. But they can't stop voting for them. They keep giving them power. But Julius Malema never give up. He has consistently been on. Now he is building something. The future is bright. Freedom. The journey has just begun. If you have no idea about Ghana politics, you are this is the only year we say omubowashi. Oh yes, come on, there's all monka here. We na painting obush if you akwana ko painting obush for nyom de baba. Freedom. Cheddar. We na say painting obush if you akwana ko painting. Omo do obush fe ni baba. Freedom. We na say obusuafie no ana oyere no ne mpaboa nya tompo papa ma yere no ai me say de wo be hu no wonya hu hwe. Freedom. Jacob Caesar nana BEDIAKO wanya ba political scene nim no de wo be hu no nya hu hwe, especially wasa kwaka say wo de woni afa no woni A na woni B no oh boy I be the freedom fighters mamu kan kire Yeah, boy, ben kumni ya boy ni fan yeah say film I omo ya motu. And the freedom okono enya koketwa I enya koketwa ekona no tene. Some of us are here. If the message is solid, if the impact or if the how do you call it, the mechanism, the strategy, the agenda, we are in. I won't be here speaking, condemning the governance of both MPP and NDC and see my own or my fellow youth rising up, and I also open my teeth to chew him up. I won't do that. May be force as some. But freedom, don't do this mistake. Make sure you call up some people that will be necessary to join you. And penny force tikron kwajina banuswa emia. There are some people or there are some individuals who want to go as independent candidates. You guys keep on repeating the same mistake as I keep on telling you. So we are back open now. Followers ni wachidi phone do 1 million, do 2 million. One omo bobo unka ta to atwena yensuro. Ya bobo to twene say ya to bibia twene ball amu ti obetimi ne omo pay independent Kofi Kuranten no ne the independent candidate obetimi ne omo nyina link up connect. More restructure mo ho ye. Mo be present mo ho magana for say this is a new dawn, a new generation or a new force. Give us the opportunity. It will make sense. This is what I have to tell you. But Prophet Lumumba tell you something. Let me put it here for you to read, for you to listen to yourself.
Thank you very much. When I, several months ago, received a phone call from a young African, Nana Freedom BEDIAKO, inviting me and others to this conference. This is what he told me in summary. Africa needs to speak about hope to our young sons and daughters.
When Freedom called Professor Lumumba, Abra Freedom after Professor Lumumba, no, as someone as an African youth, or catch Professor Lumumba ni. Listen, listen to it carefully.
Thank you very much. When I, several months ago, received a phone call from a young African, Nana Freedom BEDIAKO, inviting me and others to this conference. This is what he told me in summary. Africa needs to speak about hope to our young sons and daughters. And that hope must not be based on sentimentalism or romanticism. It must be grounded on things that can change the lives of young Africans. It must be about what we can do in order to improve our agriculture, in order to add value to our resources, in order to give meaning to the things that will change people's lives. When I arrived in Accra, Ghana, yesterday, the 6th day of January, the year 2024, that young man, Nana BEDIAKO, took us to a room and gave a demonstration of what him and his foundation think about African solution to African problems. How we can use our human and natural resources to change our circumstances so that we can be beggars no more. We were touched. And you who are present here, you who are journalists who will give the oxygen of publicity to what we are saying here today. I want to tell you that Africa will only change and change for the better when our young men and women embrace that spirit, the spirit of personal sacrifice for the general good. It is not a journey for the faint-hearted.
Yeah. From Lumumba, Jacob Caesar, it is not a journey for the faint-hearted. There would the ones are so manner, the wire wagon is a obeyeno. Omo upese woji omo anase upese wo stende upese wo bi o ma dwene upese wo ma omo hu bibi no omo abeba bewew especially here for ne ya man sama na ewo mu no omo beba bewew. It is not a journey for the faint-hearted. Continue, Professor.
Journey, you'll have many hurdles. But when you face a hurdle, use it as a ladder. In that journey, you will cross many rivers. When you cross one river, there'll be many more rivers to cross. In that journey, you may climb and will climb many mountains. When you climb one mountain, there'll be more mountains to be climbed. And when I asked that young man, Nana BEDIAKO, why new dawn? He says there have been many dawns, but this is a new one, with a new meaning and a new resolve. We'll begin to leave Accra, Ghana physically, but Accra, Ghana is our true emotional and intellectual north for Pan-Africanism. We'll come here again and again. If only to energize ourselves about which is good and right for the continent of Africa. Africa will rise, and this struggle for Africa is an intergenerational struggle. The baton that we now wield will be passed from generation to generation. Nana BEDIAKO. Go forth with your new dawn.
Go forth.
In the knowledge that fortune favors the persistent, the patient, and the vigilant. Shall be well with you.
Freedom. And I'm going to make Professor Lumumba Neka, the living legends for Mubelu Krumha, the incumbent government on Pin Bompae Krana Utrinye na Yentumima Udimra ballot paper. No, yes. Mumisa Kofi Krante. If I talk person will join the conversation now, ubeti my frame number no. Will be become ubeti my frame. My number is 0554224092. Or TikTok on so ubeti my request me pick your wife. One more TikTok no request me pick you. One more Facebook I mo share me on YouTube. My number is 0554224092. Madam Barikisu, but what type of number to screen so mama why 0554224092. Freedom. I metesha if just was nigga. I no form sa seula. And why you fraud? Why you fraud? If you are fraud, we make for evidence in the common national security no mo kwacheno. Now if you just nigga we are youth. If you just was nigga we no the ding ding. And now why you fraud? And now why you fraud? Was scam. If you just was nigga we fraud. So we are very well. We cry we artificial baba because we baby we no money omusi so ne mame dokonom na omusi so mame dokonom. If you was nigga mame dokonom na omusi so. Enti wo no ye youth. Say YouTube party na YouTube obi abase obe lead youth and as obi abase oye youth emabu nya ne mugidi a makwan na youth no nkwahye no wo yi make up free wani mu a wanyini se maame dokono. Yes. Wo efeso asnega wo yi make up free wani mu a wanyini se maame dokono. Wo ye youth. Wa no kati. Wo ye youth. Nti ese wo ha ne say wo yi make up free wanim wanyini se maame dokono nti se yenya odai chenchina twan yenya odai ubekom na freedom ni obi a afiaso asnega ne nkan ubekom na oni ne ye free sa mu bayi suban no se meni obi nkan hwe na oni obi so anye free ana meni obi atamfo ti no obi ane ne nya atamfo sa mu jimi suban no ubekom na freedom ne obi afiaso asnega ne no anya banta bi eye free. It is why fraud. If you are so fraud, file documents, file papers, file evidence. Most were fraud, were scammer. Yes, Ramon. Yeah, Munja is a subino. I never quite me chiliquano. No, Sadia when I mempoke in the Japan who me mechanical natural. I never quite mempoke in the Japan who no. When you no could be a one institution, be a more croma institution into me console. I'm on mining to me tumpon. When you no could be a what Ghana Revenue Authority. When you no could be a what Ghana Electricity Company of Ghana. When you no could be a coso, ana when you dear project as a project coso institution be organ have a biak and the Japonim. But or changes a would dare one son or becca. Some madam for no. No minim will be or Juma warrior or be a Juma dia so binsa. No minim some many janan and colano a bow crono win him. No man can't know. Not later, me know the deal come on me catch us so I'm there me on coming tina member money and nasa otokos of madam for we Jimmy for. Minimo be all ball who probably do bonny. My yedi, my can't know me draw palm, me possum palm, but will be ball who part do bonny, my boy money. My dear man do bonny ne yama, who be woo, and I make us say, oh, minim dear non call be you. And so many near some one dare me, one me coming tina mambo maniano. Before say we no pa ma suma san wo fa pania ba ko wo me fian san wo Kennedy Japan is a fine man in politics in Ghana here, but I dear ba ko my criticizing so many times and I stand by every criticizer my criticizing Kennedy Japan, but I dear ba ko Kennedy Japan when say onim security bia elections akoso o man we mu kwan a ye fa so regi elections onim odogana but on kan ade mu there no. When nim corruption be a cost Ghana Revenue Authority, all institutions, Senate, when nimina bet onka odogana or pegana pa opeasempa odogana pa bet onka ajemoden. Eti mo amusi freedom ye scammer. Mo amusi freedom ye fraud. Or ye fraud or ye scammer. Eti mo don mo penasem. Ana mo dogana for. Eti mo ye dia ye hwe ma scammer na se fraudulent ababedi so. Mo fa evidence nemra. More evidence number. Therefore, be national security, for being international institutions. Young report to see no more to see any channel be at China. And yes, I am Munda is a bay subino. Munda. Say Nippon free mo campo dia when yet Munda is a bay subino. Sabay yes subino timono. But you guys, African youth, we are physical demons, but we don't know. But we always are the first people to point hands at somebody and claiming that person is or rather the demon. Munjai sabay subino, sa Jimmy subino munjai. The number is 0554224092. Ofra mepeke una me do to last week na waka wadwene. Hello, utemenka? Hello, utemenka oba so ba dwumadi enu so ana.
Mpacho ba so pa.
Odi ni ba bi akasa free.
Mpacho feme radio mi kasa free Accra Spinters.
Radio abusafo ti o kasa.
Me bacho the nation anchor. Adiem kakra me pesa me kan say. Sesi ano e wo se ye maye ni ye de nyesa nkokrafo no mo maye chance. Enti no me stress ye youth no ye be maye ni aye de ni o mbeka bia ye nti because nkokrafo ne de si ye gina ni ye di agrope omo agrobe fa yase. E no man no so na msa nkokrafo no e fi ahase ne ga ya wo kan wo nya adwuma bia nkokrafo ya na o yo mu dirty works ma omo na omo ma ne sika so ati ase so no onya adwuma bia so no obi ba na so no sa ne sika onya free penny wo be born office or better aka na no atum we ni o kan ya ma ne hu musiko wajisika no kanya say kana adin so ka bibia agwa wo bi no etua ne ka so me ka sa asem no kwanye de on say ebi mu adin mu ha so na me ka say de be ya ebi no mu be hu ni say efi akra ti say so na eyaza so what you say nti me mesre say sesi am youth na wasi am ye ni ye de ni etimi ta na chi na masam ba ko so am won say ya ka kire ne say mesre no ya o ma chi no anya mo because on say ya ma me ne papa no mo won kurase no o mu hia kasa ne ni ede ni so ade hunu no ya o ma chi ni anya mo so de be ya sabe o mo on say Ghana for any yanko school ni do so yes sir o betti na si ye ti bro for ni a o susu o ma chi ni nya mo because ye akani so ati ase na o butaye o ma chi no ni ko mo kasa no enya mo na ento youth ne ne mrewa for the said wo mo ma gen wo from ento ma so ye so ma gen check akra wo have the bad this no medasi ma pa o ye medasi papa
ya manije papa so wa free Ghana all right me pa cho wo betima fa number no na wo so wa free no aba be kan wadwene number ne 0554 Jenny Lover who for the number na to screen so thank you very much my dear. Jenny Love a number no number over friend that screen so no if you outside and now the plus 233 aka ho e bi no ma join me on TikTok. Best man what me gan best man flow for me 1 minute flow for me yete won kakasa what me gan
okay, mami so me share my dream.
Chira wadwene.
Mpacho. Yeah, omoye Yesu say, mpenifo na Yesu say omoye omonsa mu fine, omoye adwuma say na omote, omonya akronfo. Omo ba kromu ano de na omo be ye maye.
Bisabiem.
Because when we say we check all the MPs are Ghana Sisiana. We check youth now, we MPs now, or more the way almost related to more constituencies different. Whether the panel MPP and also NDC. This does say Yama Obia Oye Mojamono Eba Ghana Mpu. Now say on dear abroad to the stand and say dear Penifoi Ediano. Opa. For example, this video yes, I answer no me one video, so most of I answer no MPs and then
okay.
Which any videos I will do the constituency are Obia to Kuno so. So or no or cannot me videos because or not to me your MP or the or catch or mudada say or embra pen or the Emma Nipaneti as here. But yeah, what emphobia or more than 60 years, 70 years or more that I say, or more quine, or may say, I'm to have a mom, say MP and your quine. 2,000 in them penny for one idea and new kind. Umpacho, or more than on Ghana.
Bisa
2,000 in there. So, Obia Banas or you Dana, Aduma Ben or ye. Or the agenda nam mo fa agenda nam no den mo ye maye
mo fa agenda nam no bisa mame
Inti de me pen say me na me ba se me be gina president a mo share me policy a me de ba no that's what me I believe in.
Me that's it.
Ghana, me Ghana sisia. Me Ghana sia bet. Me ya say obi man so a. Snow na to na nukuro mu oni hwe oni asase papa bia. Also ye some free ye saba no ebebre. Wa ye kuro mu sa kuro bi nya ye asase ne keke a. Obetimi e de ama wiase nyina te nka asase ne keke. Me Samu say say youth na be gina ma independent o so be gina ma MDC o be gina ma PPP as far as o ye ba bunu dia
o support me da say
na ye so youth no share
me da say no so me da say papa thank you so much sir o join here e be kire wadwene obi afre ma me peke obi wa ha Andrew so te me nkan
hello
Andrew so te me nkan
me to nka pa
o pesa o ba dwuma die no so ana Andrew o kasa free Isaac Mensa.
Yeah,
Isaac flow for me.
Benyan was a papa from my mom because delegates from Munia. And it's also some BEDIAKO almost in your and for me. Well, sorry, delegate more drink as an and
Mate. 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 Omutie pa penifo gina so omutie. Barikisu Africa koto yiri also offer you are off the market to tum. Sa market be no makwala na se kejetia. Mami ko TikTok mpacho number no na that screen so no person wo fra obeti ma fra aba so why. Unya share video no so share mame. Afi so tap on the like button. Why? Mami ko TikTok. Kwaku bedu, kwaku bajoti menga. Abusiafo nyina je so say chabam. Kwaku bedu kasa free. Okay, abusiafo ti o.
Follow us on Facebook, Ofayal, the nation's uncle. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Nation's Uncle TV. Follow us on TikTok, The Nation's Uncle. The Nation's Uncle gives you the raw truth. Thanks for watching.